Good evening once again to all stakeholders on the call. My name is Daniel, and you are welcome to Projectum Limited information session on Project Management Professional Certification Examination, as we say, PMP. So it is 6:30, and today we are here just to introduce you to the course. We have um, an August cohort coming. And we just want you to know and appreciate what the course is about. Would go straight to the point, and then after this, we'll have some questions from our distinguished members on this call today. So this is, as I said, Projectum Limited PMP information and program overview session for the August cohort. And we move straight into action. So I'll say a big thank you and welcome to all of you once again, and we'll just move into the action. My name is Daniel David Insiamboache, as I said. I am a facilitator at Projectum Limited, and I hold a PMP certification. I hold a PMOCP, that is for the Project Management Office Certified Professional. And I am also a PMI authorized instructor in CAPM, which is the entry level project management certification offered by PMI. I also instruct PMP and then also the PMI PMOCP. I am an authorized instructor from PMI on that. We quickly move into what project management is all about. I know a lot of people will be wondering what project management is about from various sections of the public and also from various industry segments. A lot of people have heard about project management, others may not. Project management, in simple terms, is the gold standard for project management professionals, i.e., those who want to move into project management, those who want to move into leadership roles, those who want to lead people using processes, tools, and techniques. This is a gold standard. And as we go on, you know why it is a gold standard. PMP certification is a globally recognized certification, and per data, it is one of the most widely recognized credentials in the project management space. It cuts across all industries. It is industry agnostic, and you are able to use it in every field, whether you are in banking, whether you are in insurance, in marketing, in accounting, whichever industry you find yourself in, you will be able to use this certification, and it becomes very, very relevant. As I have mentioned, it is one of the most important certifications in the industry because it is industry agnostic, and then it has a versatile methodology base that we use that people can fall on. We have the predictive, we have the agile, and then most recently we have the hybrid project management approach or methodology that is used. Moving forward, somebody would ask who this certification is for, and I've listed just a few here. So it is for project managers, that's those who are already in the project management space, who are leading projects in their various sectors, in their various organizations, be it construction, be it banking, be it insurance, health, whichever space you find yourself in, it is relevant and it is good for you. Number two, we are talking about team leads and coordinators. You are a sector head, you are a team lead in an organization, you lead a group of people, you are a supervisor. This is also relevant for you, and you can get the certification. Number three, can I confirm whether I'm audible, please? I just want to confirm. Am I audible? Maybe just a show of the thumb, a show of the hand, or you can even unmute and let me know.
Yes, please, you're audible.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. So this is what we are talking about, as in people who want to be in the delivery space. Okay, so professionals who focus on service delivery, who focus on transformation, who focus on getting some value out of a process, and you will be able to use it. We also have people in various spaces who will require this. This includes aspiring leaders, right? If you're a leader, you aspire to be a leader in your organization, you aspire to be a leader in whichever environment you find yourself in, it will be good for you to have this certification because it helps you understand how you are able to lead people to achieve the ultimate goal or the ultimate aim. Moving on, we look at a wide variety of people who will need this. We have seasoned project managers mentioned that those in their mid-career who want to move up the ladder, you need that as well. We look at the technical professionals. If you're in IT, you are in architecture, you are in construction, you need all the certifications you need, and PMP is one such certification that is required. We also talk about project-heavy industries, right? People who are in industries that focuses solely on projects. Okay, you talk about consultants, and then you talk about those who have the CAPM certification, which I earlier mentioned as the entry point certification for project management in PMI standards. Okay. We also talk about what the benefits are. Someone will ask, why do I need this certificate? Why should I earn this certificate? So number one, you earn the certificate because it gives you validation as a leader, right? It validates your project leadership expertise and professional competence. It gives you that credibility as well. It demonstrates that you have that credibility in showing to your employers, right? And other stakeholders in the space within which you find yourself. When you look at the structure globally in terms of the project management space, we look at 1.7 million plus people who hold this certificate. Wouldn't you want to be a part of this prestigious organization because it is the most widely used certification in global industry and per standards as well, right? You just want to be a part of this society, grand society of 1.7 million and counting, right? You have a career advancement opportunities. This would give you an edge. I know people who got their certification and within 2, 3 months, they were able to change their job. They were able to move up the ladder to become team leads, to become project managers in the organization because most of the time organizations do not see the value until you bring your experience to bear after you have the certification. And most importantly, according to the standards, according to figures, according to what industry says, those who have earned the PMP certificate have about 17% in average more in terms of salary than other people in the space, other certificate holders in the space. So it's relevant and it is beneficial to you. It's beneficial to whoever holds that certificate. We talk about this. We've spoken about the certification, we've spoken about the benefit, but how do you attain it, right? What the PMP examination covers. So you need to understand what the PMP course is by itself, what it entails. I've mentioned that it has a lot of approaches that could be used. We talk about the predictive approach or the traditional approach. Some even call it the waterfall approach. We talk about the hybrid, which is a mixture of the agile approach and the waterfall or predictive approaches, right? But in 2026, July, PMI changed its examinations or its examination content outline. Someone will say the curriculum. So what do we have in there and what you are going to get when you decide to take the 35-hour training? So we have three pillars on which the certification is built. The certification is built, the certification is built on people, which takes 33% of your examination. It is also built on processes, which takes 41% of your examination. And then it is built on the business environment for you to understand what the business environment is all about. And that will take about 26% of the examination. And when you look at the people, it speaks to the fact that it helps you understand how you're able to lead and manage project teams because projects are not done in isolation. Projects are done and completed with people, right? It helps you understand how you'll be able to manage conflict, your stakeholder engagement, how you can mentor others, and also build a high performing team. When you look at the processes, we are looking at the planning, executing, and delivery of these processes or projects, right? Moving from one stage to the other, how you be able to cover your scope, how you be able to manage your schedule, and then even your budget, which talks about your finances as well. And then we have the business environment that talks about everything around you in the space within which you find yourself in the space within which you find yourself, everything around you within the space you find yourself, what you're able to do, what the organizational process assets are, the external environment, the internal environment, the conditions that would hinder the project from moving on, from that would even make the project accelerate as faster as you even never thought of. So you study all of these things, and your examination is based on these. The examination is based on these. PMI doesn't give us a score when examinations are done or when we sit for our examinations. They would measure us per these three criteria or these three domains. So you have above targets, you have targets, you have below targets, and then you have needs improvement. So in an exam, you can get above target in all of these three domains, and then you have succeeded. You can get target, you can get a mixture of above target, below target, target, and then you can pass. But it depends on what the matrix is and how able you are to answer these questions that come in the various domains. Moving on, we want to know what the PMP examination format is. So the duration is 240 minutes sitting time to write the exam. You have a total of 180 questions to speak to answer. And the examination is available in about 15 countries, 15 languages, sorry, 15 languages as per what PMI says. So the examination, they have it in French, they have it in German, they have it in the Chinese languages, they have it in other languages as well. So whichever language you want to take your examination in, you are allowed to do that. But the exam come in a certain format, right? It's an adaptive format which includes multiple choice questions, multiple response questions. Now they have introduced your case, stroke scenario based, and then graphic based questions that it means that you may have one scenario painted and you have about 3 or 4 questions listed under them for you to answer. So you need to have a very good comprehension of what has been asked. Then you'll be able to answer these questions that ensue, right? You have matching as well, and then you have point and click. So they would ask you to be pointing what it is that they have shown, what it is that has to be done per the answers provided, and then you are good to go. So these are the formats within which, or this is the formats that the question is set in. You have 240 minutes, which will be equal to, I think, about 4 hours of examination time. During that period, you have two breaks of 10 minutes each. After every 60 questions, you have the option to go for a 10-minute break and just to release yourself, just to get some fresh air, and then you come back to continue if you so will. What my recommendation is that you always have to take that break so that you can get refreshed, you get some fresh air, get some water in the system, and then you come back to face the next 60. When this is done, you need to understand the PMP certification process. There is a process that we all have to go through if we decide to take this course. And what is it? You need to meet the eligibility requirements that PMI requires from us. These would look at them, would see them down there when we are done with this, right? And there are two main categories, there are two parts, right? One has to do with your degree, one has to do with a diploma. So if you have a degree in any field, you can go ahead and then begin your journey to become a PMP. If you have a diploma and it is verifiable, you can go ahead, it will be submitted together with some portions of your CV. You come to Projectum Limited. We get your CV, we're able to get the assessment done, and then we'll hold your hand through that process. With that said, you are also required to submit an application. To write the exam, you need to submit an application to PMI for them to accept before you can go ahead with the examination or with scheduling the examination. And in that also, Projectum Limited allows our students, we hold your hands through that process and you'll be able to go free. So far, all the applications we have done, we've not had any issues. Everything has gone on successfully as well. But PMI would review your application within a maximum of 5 days, and then they will get back to you whether it's a rejection or it is an approval. When you are rejected, they would require for just some information to ensure that whatever you fed them earlier on with is the correct information and you will be good to go. Number three, you schedule your exam and then you pass your exam, right? And that is where we all want to get to. That is where we all want to get to. But when that is done, you know that for every professional certification you have or every professional organization you join, there is a requirement for you to maintain your certification. There is the requirement for you to maintain your certification. So after you have qualified, after you have successfully passed your exam and you are now a PMP, you need to maintain that certification as well. And in PMI, they call it PDUs, Professional Development Units. And as a PMP, over a period of 3 years, you are supposed to acquire 60 of these PDUs, which in very in the coming months and the coming weeks, we'll even have a webinar on that to let you know how you'll be able to earn your PDUs. That shouldn't be a problem at all. That shouldn't be a problem at all because they require you to have PDUs in two sections. One is education, and then one is giving back to the profession, giving back to the society. Education, they're simply talking about you reading articles, you reading books, you probably writing books, writing articles, you listening to podcasts. You can just show them that yes, you've done this and it took you an hour to do it, and then you get one PDU for that. If you join chapters, that's the Ghana chapter, whichever city you are in, they have chapters you join. They organize meetings and you are able to also gain PDUs on that. In addition, institutions like Projectum Limited also have programs, events that will earn you PDUs. So it is all around us, and that shouldn't be a problem at all. So, as I said, the two major criteria which I have explained will be here for you. So, the diploma and then the degree legs, but all those require you to go through a project management training. That is a 35-hour mandatory project management training aside your academic certification. And you should have some level of project experience under your belt to be able to do that. But in holding your hands to get the application done to meet the eligibility criteria, Projectum Limited will hold your hand through it and will guide all the steps to ensure that you meet these requirements to be able to do that. And that said, I launched into what Projectum Limited is offering you this August, right? This August, we are offering you the 35-hour project management certification course or examination course or exam preparation course, right? Projectum Limited is a PMI authorized training partner. When we say we are a PMI authorized training partner, we are simply telling you that we have a partnership with PMI itself, and we are able to give you the direct content of what PMI requires of you. When in the ensuing slides, you see the benefit of joining or having this 35-hour training to enable you write your certification exam with PMI. We have two categories. We have those institutions that would say are not authorized training partners, and then we have the authorized training partners like PMI, like Projectum Limited. Um, we get our source information, we get our document, we get our study slides, we get our examination prep questions and everything from PMI. So as an authorized training partner, you have a PMI developed instructor-led content. That is what we are going to teach you as instructors will be content from PMI itself, right? We have the PMI has developed the content in any form, whether it's a PowerPoint, whether videos, all these questions we are talking about. And then also the preparation is aligned with what PMI requires, right? So we give you the content that has been mentioned, and then we make sure that you meet the standards as well. We make sure you meet the standards as well. For this August, and per what PMI has given us, the course detail will include we having an introduction to project management as our first lesson. We have you to see the bigger picture, right? Where project fits in the bigger picture, the strategy, the value, and then the delivery. We are also going to take you through stakeholders, vision, and communication management. We take you through core planning, where you get to understand what scope is, what value project would bring, the various resources required, finance. We talk about finances, how to manage finances on a project, and then also how to identify risk and then mitigate them. We'll let you know how you are able to have an integrated planning, right? As a project manager, your responsibility is to bring all of these things we've spoken about into one unit, right? You manage them as one perfect point, right? You control everything. So the methodology that's going to be used, how you're going to plan, how you are managing your schedule, your quality, your procurement, among others. Also, you know how to execute a project, you know how to monitor a project, how to change and then make sure that all impediments are cleared and even how to identify them. And then we'll look at the business environment as well. And then when everything is said and done, we'll let you know the next steps. We'll prepare you. We'll make sure that we get everything ready for you to be eligible. We help you in the application process as well. And then we'll put you through an examination readiness mood or situation. Some of you have seen our various flyers all over the place. We talk about having a brain booster session, right? That's a 1 week pure of revision, pure of questions, pure of making sure that we'll put you in that situation to be able to answer the questions, understand them, and then do whatever is needed for you to get to your pass, right? And then become a certified project manager. Yes, we'll give you access to the PMI study hall where you have access to numerous questions with the examination content outline in mind, right? We'll help you with PM examinations practices, and then we'll have you make sure that we get your pen book guide. That's the 8th edition. That's the ultimate Bible for project managers with regards to PMI certification. So these are some of the things you're going to get. These are some of the things you are getting on the course. Now, moving forward, someone will say, why do I need to train with an ATP? Why do I have to train with an authorized training partner? There are numerous benefits. I've mentioned some of them to you. Let me just reiterate again, and then give you some more. So will you meet PMI certification requirements? I've mentioned that. And that says that you as a learner, you train with an ATP, knowing that our course, that is the course we are giving to you, is coming directly from PMI, not what other people have couched out of the text, but what PMI requires all students to know, right? And that is a direct access to PMI. We also make sure that whatever we do aligns with the new examination standards. That's the ECO, right, which began in July. That's on the 9th of July. Okay. You also have access to uh, get yourself developed, right, by the PMI, and then it will be delivered to you. The ATP is developed through the PMI concept, and then we deliver to you as said by the PMI. And then our instructors are all certified instructors with PMI, authorized training instructors with PMI. Myself, other colleagues also have that credential, and they give you the stuff that is required by PMI. And in everything, you need to have structure, you need to have accountability, you need to have guidance, and that is what a PMI authorized instructor gives you, right? That's what a PMI authorized instructor gives you. And with that said, I just want to move into what we are giving to you. I've mentioned that before. I just want to reiterate it to say that we provide you with the quality tuition you need to be able to pass your exam. Right from day one, when you decide to take the course with us, we'll hold your hands through the process. Would hold your hands through the process. Whatever you understand, what you don't understand, we hold your hand through it. And we make sure that you assimilate it. We make sure that you get it. Someone will say that even 24 hours, when you call on us, we will respond. Because most of our previous cohort members or classes have had that experience. We'll just get to you, make sure that you understand every concept, make sure that we get the needed materials for you, which will help you pass the examination. There are a lot of examination simulators around, but we give you what PMI has prescribed and what is coming from PMI. And most often than not, you see very clear similarities between what you did as practice as against what you meet in the exam. With that said, I'll say a very big thank you. I'll open the floor for any questions. I have my colleagues on the call. I have our head of customer relations on the call. I have our marketing officer on the call. I have our instructor who is also on the call, and we'll all be ready to accept and answer your questions. So the floor is open. If you have any questions you want to ask, you can please go ahead. Thank you. Hi, Winnie. Please, you can unmute.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, so I thanks for the presentation. I wanted to find out um how is the exam like? Do we do it at a center? Is it computer based? Can we do it at home or something? Can you also take us through that a bit if you don't mind?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. So, with the exam is computer based, and you can write it at a center. You can write it in your home. However, per experience, I recommend that you write it at a center. And you remember the slide I showed on the journey, that's the journey towards certification. You get the application done. When the application is approved, you go ahead to schedule your examination per the day, per the time, per the location. Wherever you are able to schedule to meet your needs. So that shouldn't be a problem at all. I don't know if I've been able to answer you perfectly, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, can it be done anytime? Is it open throughout the year or there are blocks within which you are permitted to, let's say, register?
Okay, thank you for that. So the examination is permitted throughout the year, provided the center you choose has available time for you on the day and the time you select. But whenever you are scheduling, you'd see for the various centers you choose, you'd see the days that are not available for you to write the exam. But in PMI's calendar, the examination can be written any day provided the center is available, provided you, if you want to write it in your home, provided you have all the needed, someone would say accoutrements, right? All the needed information, all the needed gadgets, all the needed data, and your electricity, just to make sure that everything is okay. But it can be written any day. You are done with your 35-hour today, and you feel so confident you can write it tomorrow. When you go onto the portal and there's time available, you can go ahead and write it tomorrow.
Thank you very much. And my last question is, how many attempts can a candidate try per registration?
Okay, so within the year, for professional courses or professional certifications, membership is within a year. So within the year, you can write the examination three times. The first one you write and you are unable to pass, you have access to write it twice within that same year. So you have within a year three times to do that. And with that said, let me make mention of the fact that you can become a member and then take the exam. A membership fee in our area, that's the Sub-Saharan Africa, especially Ghana, it's around 148, $45. I may have to confirm that. And then when you become a member, before you register for the exam, you write it at a fee of, let's say, about 320 something dollars. That will also have to be confirmed as at the time you are writing. However, if you are not a member of the PMI, as in the professional body, you would have to expend, I think, about $558 to write the exam. So I hope I've been able to cover that question as well.
Very well. Thank you very much.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so someone is asking that on the in the chat that you've gone on the website and you don't see us as listed as ATP in Ghana. So the listing will come. We'll have to make sure that we give them the go ahead to show that we are listed on there. So you'll get the listing soon when we go through that process. But just for confirmation for you to know, There's a certificate, there's a seal. I just will be able to get it for us to show that we are a certified ATP. I cannot come here and say that we are an authorized training partner whilst we are not, and that would be a breach of my code as a certified project manager, a certified PMO, CPO, and then an instructor as well. So we'll show that before the end of this slide session, we'll show the certificate and then also show the seal as well to you. Thank you. Do we have any questions? The floor is still open. Okay. Okay. So with this said, I would introduce our head of operations, Kojo Ofiamoya. Maybe I just got him on the spot to tell us about how the August registration is like, how the August registration will go, and what students should expect from us. Kojo, if you can hear me.
Yes, Daniel, I can hear you, but I think Akuba's hand is up, so I don't know if she wants.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't see that. Ekuba, please, you can unmute.
All right. I just want to find out that right now I'm not a member and I want to partake in the exams. So it means that during the exams, I have to pay $500 and something or?
No. No. So what we do is that before the session ends, we try as much as possible to push our students to register as members so that by the time you get ready or you are ready to write the exam, you would have that membership concession to be able to go ahead and then get it done. But if you don't register as a member and you still want to write the examination, you may have to pay, not may, you will have to pay the $550 something.
All right.
So that's how come, that's why we said that we take you on a journey. We hold your hand right from day one. We give you the needed guidance as to which steps to take to ensure that you don't incur a lot of costs, to ensure that you do what is required for you to pass the examination as well at one sitting.
All right. Thank you so much, Daniel.
Welcome. Okay, so let me quickly share my screen again, if you'd permit me to show our certificate from PMI. I don't know if my screen is clear.
Daniel, please, whilst you're sharing, I see there's a question in the chat box. I think you'd want to address that as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll do that. So this is the certificate we hold from PMI. We've been in the business for some time. We got the certificate quite recently. So this is it to show that we are an authorized training partner. So KN, I hope this satisfies you. If you need more clarity, you can kindly let me know. Thank you. Hello, Edwin. I don't see another. Okay, so a new question came in here. Let's see. Okay, all right. Thank you, KN. Grateful. Okay, so do we have questions? If not, then I would yield to our head of operations, Kojo, to take us through what the August cohort looks like. Kojo, over to you. Hello, Kojo, can you hear me? Okay, so maybe Kojo is having a slight challenge. So I'll just pick this. When it comes, he would continue. So our August cohort is beginning in the second week of August. We have two streams. We have the weekday evenings, that is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday evenings, starting at 6 and then ending at 9. That will run for 6 weeks. And then we have our weekend class as well, which will also be in the evenings, starting from 5 and then ending at 7, also for 6 weeks. That is Saturday and Sunday. And the registration process is still ongoing. You can register. We encourage that if you want to take the course, register with us, and then we'll hold your hands through it. We have an early bird fee.
Hello, Daniel. Sorry, my network went off. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. So I was taking members through what the August cohort is all about. I've mentioned the various streams and their start dates. It's starting on the 6th for the weekday, and then the weekend for that. So
Starting on the 10th.
kindly proceed, please.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So Daniel, the weekday is starting on the 10th of August. Starting on the 10th of August, and then the weekend is starting on the 16th of August. So, sorry.
Hello, Pedro. We lost you there again. Okay, so with what has been said, that's what the August cohort looks like. As I said, I think I messed up the date. Kindly forgive me. So we are starting on the 10th. That's the second week of August. And then the weekend will start from the 15th of August. And then we'll have it for 6 weeks. And you are welcome to register. However, we have our course structure as well, which is very liberal when you look at those who have the ATP statuses across the sub-region. We have an early bird charge of 3,200. And then we have the late bird, as someone asked, for 3,500. However, we have installment payment you could do, so you can make half payment, and then the next, before the course ends, you make sure that you complete the other half as well. And the registration portal is available. We have all the needed information you want. Our customer rep will help you out, will make sure that you get all the required information that is pertaining to the course. So that is
Daniel.
it. Do you have any?
Sorry. Yes. Sorry.
Yes.
Apologies.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
All right. So
So, sorry, I think Kwejo's line is not too stable, maybe where he is.
Hello,
So,
Daniel.
hello.
Hello, Daniel. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. All right. So sorry about that, please. Sorry about that. The network. All right. So apologies, team. Okay. So for the August cohort, so we had a program lineup of various things that we are going to do, and this info session is one of our first programs that we itemized, at least to let people know and understand what to expect from us. Okay, so like Daniel said, we are going to have another session hopefully on the 26th. That will be more like a syllabus overview. So we'll share the Zoom link to just maybe a day to the time, just a syllabus overview, hopefully on 26th of July, around the same time, around 6:30. So we'll confirm that latest by tomorrow, and then we'll share the details about the syllabus overview. We are looking at tentatively the 26th of July. So like Daniel said, we have two streams. We have the weekday and then we have the weekend. So the weekday will usually it's Mondays to Wednesdays for 6 weeks. So we'll start on the 10th of August. And then the weekend will start on the 15th of August. And then we are looking at then it will end because it's for 6 weeks. The weekday class will end on the 16th of September. And then the weekend class will end on the 20th of September. Then for us to at least, remember Daniel mentioned the holding your hand process. So we've also scheduled a particular day that will be hopefully on the 28th of September for both streams, where we are going to do what we call the eligibility walkthrough, where we are going to take everybody through how to register, what will make you eligible, what are the things you need to provide. We'll navigate, we'll give some demo practices on how you go onto the platform, how you can apply and all of that, so that at least we are all eligible and we all know the things that we need to provide. Because like Daniel mentioned during his presentation, PMI will audit whatever application that we are going to do. And then if they have any exceptions, they will raise it. So far, we haven't had anybody have any audit exception with PMI. And we are hoping and trusting that that is going to be the same story for all of us when we are ready to register. So we're going to have an eligibility walkthrough, tell us everything that we'll need in order for us to be able to be selected to write the exam. That will be on the 28th of September. That's the tentative date we have earmarked for that particular session. Then after the 6-week program, we still want our people to still pass. We still want them to still have the confidence, have every trick they need in order for them to be able to do well and then ace the exam on their first try. And so for our success stories, all of them have aced it on their first try. And we know that it's going to be the same with our August cohort too. So we are going to have a brain boost session, which Daniel mentioned during his presentation. We are looking at having that for about 5 days. That will be from the 19th to the 23rd of October. We are just going to run through everything that was done during both the weekday, the weekend sessions. Everything that was done, we'll try some questions. So we'll answer some questions. We'll use the study hall to try and just get us to have an idea of how the questions will look like. What are some of the tricks? What are some of the ways that PMI, their questions, they try to trick us and they try to get us maybe a little bit veered off and all of that. And that was going to be from the 19th to the 23rd of October. That's a brain boost session. So it's more like we lump everything, all the 6 weeks into 5 days, just picking out the relevant portions that we know usually the exam format usually focuses on or centers around. So we are looking at having that between the 19th to the 23rd of October. And like Daniel said, the registration is still ongoing. So we have the price is 3,500, but we have the Able White kind of early bird tickets where it's at 3,200 for those who register early. That's the first 5 people to register. Will enjoy the early bird discount of the 3,200. or my team, we are trying to see if we can move it maybe to about first 7 people. But for now, it's the first 5 people to register would enjoy the early bird ticket. So we'll share the QR code with us so that you can all scan and then you can register for the course. And then like Daniel said, we have our administrator Hetty. So if you don't mind, you can also share your email addresses with us too on the chat, or on the in the chat box, so that Hetty can share the registration details with you so that you can go ahead and register too. So thank you so much. Daniel, I hope that's okay. Thank you. Hello, Daniel.
Hi, sorry, I was speaking. I think I was still muted there. So I was able to get the flyer. We can get this and then make the necessary inquiries. This is our number. We have just one number. So you could just get the number and then give us a call or just WhatsApp us on that number or even scan the QR code up here for the registration to begin. With that said, we'll just ask again. We have about 6 more minutes to go. If you have any questions pertaining to what Kojo has just shared with us, you could go ahead, ask, and we can answer you. Thank you. Wow, this is good. As someone would say, there are two things involved. Either I have succeeded or we have succeeded to confuse you, or everything is very clear and you are good.
Hello, Daniel.
Hi, sir.
Good evening, and good evening to everybody on the call. So, I have gone through a similar training at a different institute. That was in the previous cycle of the PMI test. Do I get a discount or a cutoff since I'm joining, especially because the curriculum has also changed? What is the arrangements that Projectum has for those of us who may have such a lack of better word experience? Thank you.
So this is a good question, but the answer would be the best we could do would be to give you the early bird, and then we'll take you through the process from beginning to end again. If you want to take the course with us, you can reach out to us, and then we can have some conversations on that. Thank you. I hope I've been able to answer your question.
Somewhat, but
Yeah.
for if you make referrals as well, does it count as a discount for the referrals we do?
Yes, if we get a referral and your name is mentioned, you'll get a discount from us. You get a discount from us.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome. Okay. So I assume we've all understood it. I also assume we are clear in our minds and would kindly request that you either put in your email here. We'll contact you if you want us to do that. We'll contact you to follow up on that. And then also you can scan the QR code, which I think will be the best option, or you give us a call so that we can have some conversations on here. The number is 054440968. 054440968. Thank you so much once again. And maybe we can all unmute and
Yes. Hello, Daniel.
yes, Kwejo.
Yeah. So, and then also a WhatsApp. They can also send us a WhatsApp, and then also reach us on our socials: Instagram Projectum Limited, LinkedIn Projectum Limited, and Facebook Projectum Limited. So there are some people who are also very active on there. So you can just send us a message or just something on our page, and then we can just reach out to you too. Or if you have anybody that also wants to reach out but doesn't know, they can just go onto our socials, Projectum Limited, and then they can just reach out over there too. And then we'll get in touch, and then we can pick up the process from there too. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. But the limited is LTD. So it's Projectum LTD. Projectum LTD for limited. Thank you for your time. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you for the questions. And we hope to see you all soon in our August cohort. And then you become certified PMPs by November, December this year. Thank you so much, and let's have a wonderful evening. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, Daniel.